Hey, it's Mazciel. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my June TBR. I do want to do a little bit of a disclaimer and just tell you guys that I am pre-filming all of my summer TBR videos. It's just a way for me to stay organized with all of the videos that I am filming this year, and also a way for me to stay on top of all of the books that I want to read during the summer. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to start off with all of the YA books I want to read. So the first book that I picked up at the library is I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by L.Sanchez, and I saw this book whenever I go to the library. They have this shelf with all of the books that they recommend, and this was one of the ones that was on the YA shelf. And I have never heard anybody talk about this book. I didn't even know that this book existed, and I saw it and I was instantly drawn to it, and it just sounds like a very interesting read. This follows the character Julia, I believe. They do mention a couple of different characters on the inside of the cover, but I think that it just follows her. So this book basically starts off right after her sister dies, or her sister dies right at the beginning of the book, and she is basically trying to live up to her parents' expectations. She believes that her sister was the perfect daughter and that she isn't. So in a way, she's trying to find her way in the world, as well as figure out who her sister really was, and as well as live up to her parents' expectations. It just sounds like a really interesting book, and like I said, I haven't heard anybody talk about this book, so I am looking forward to reading this. Next, I have Mirage by Samoya Dodd, and this book was included in an Owl Crate box. I got this a couple of months ago, and I just haven't had the time to read it. It's been on my TBR list for a really long time, and it does sound like a really interesting book. This follows the character Amani, who has always wanted to live a life of adventure, and when adventure finally comes her way, it is definitely not what she expected. It is not what she had in mind, because she is kidnapped and she is taken away, and she is expected to be the body double for a very cruel and hated princess. And everybody hates this princess, apparently, that her life is in danger, and that's why she needs a body double. So Amani could literally die at any second, and this just sounds like such a fun read full of adventure. I am looking forward to reading this, so hopefully I will have the time to read it. I will make the time. I'm looking forward to reading this. Let me know if you guys have read this in the comments down below. I also love the cover. I think it's really, really pretty. Next, I have A Court of Thorns and Roses by J.Maas. This is the first book in a trilogy. She is planning on releasing a couple of spin-off books off of this series. I already read one of them, and it's really, really good. I have read the series before, but I am going through like a major J.Maas book withdrawal. I finished reading Kingdom of Ash, and it was a really, really good book. I really enjoyed that series. If you guys have never read the Glass series, I highly, highly recommend you check it out. It is one of my favorite series. I love it. And when I finished A Kingdom of Ash, I was like, I have to reread either that series or reread this one. So I decided I was going to reread A Court of Thorns and Roses, and this is the first book. So this book follows the character Farah, who is a huntress, and she is in the woods when she ends up killing a wolf. And after she kills the wolf, she takes it back to her family, and a beast shows up at her house basically seeking retribution, and she ends up leaving with the beast in order to protect her family. And when she gets taken away, she gets taken away to like the land where all of the fairies live. And in this book, the humans live separately from the fae, so she is always regarded like fairies to be kind of dangerous, and when she gets taken there, she doesn't have very good feelings towards this beast, who ends up not even being a beast, but he is like a lethal fairy. And yeah, this book is just filled with so much goodness. I don't really know how well to explain this book because I don't want to give any spoilers, and like I said, I've already read these books, so I already know what happens. So yeah, I definitely don't want to give you guys any spoilers, but if you're really into fantasy and you love reading books with like the fae in them, and you like J.Maas's writing, I highly recommend you guys go and check these out. I really, really like these books. Next, I have The Bean Trees by Barbara Kingsolver, and I have a couple of her books. I ended up buying this like box set of her books at the library for like $2, and I ended up getting these books because of the covers. I think the covers are really, really pretty, but I did look her up, and a lot of her books have really great reviews, if not all of them. So I decided I was going to read them this summer, and this is the first one that I want to read. And this book basically follows Taylor, and Taylor lives in Kentucky, and throughout her whole life she has only had two goals, and one of them is to not get pregnant, and the second one is to just leave. And I'm assuming she wants to just leave her hometown. She wants to leave Kentucky. And when she does finally leave, she ends up stumbling across a sanctuary for Central American refugees, and when she's there, she somehow inherits like a little 3-year-old girl who goes by the name of Turtle. And I have no idea what they mean by inherits. I'm assuming that they just kind of like let her babysit the girl, or I don't know, or maybe she adopts her. I have no idea, but it just sounds like a really interesting read, and it's not very long. I feel like these are like the types of books that I like to read during the summer. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Let me know if you guys have ever read any of the books from this author, because like I said, I was on Amazon and I was looking her up, and almost all of her books, if not all, have really great reviews. So I'm looking forward to reading this. So that is it for my June TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and also let me know what books you guys are going to be reading during the month of June in the comments down below. And I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye.